Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the NHL Draft eligible prospects playing at the 2024 World Junior Championship. There's some pretty high-end talent this year again, and we're going to go through that in this video with some game highlights. And if you want to check out some of the early look videos for the 2024 NHL Draft, go to the homepage on YouTube, NHL Draft Pros. And please subscribe and hit that like button to help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, this year, the World Juniors are held in Sweden. And check out this rink right here in Gothenburg. That is beautiful. All right, here are the groups this year. Canada is in a pretty tough group, actually. Check this out. Canada, Sweden, Finland, Germany, and Latvia. And in the Group B, we have Czechia, the United States, Slovakia, Switzerland, and Norway. So we're going to have some pretty interesting preliminary games, especially in that Group A division there. That's a pretty tough one right there. All right, moving on to the prospects. And of course, the first player we're going to talk about is Macklin Celebrini. He's a 6 foot, 190-pound centerman who plays for Boston University in NCAA. And check out these points. 25 points in 15 games. 10 goals, 15 assists. Yes, that puts him actually at one of the best points per game in the entire league, even though he is the youngest player in the NCAA right now. So 1.67 points, second in all of the NCAA. That's pretty impressive for a young kid. All right, so next thing we're going to do, obviously, is check out some highlights. And so I was at this game, and I've mentioned this before in the early look video, but check out the hands and then the finish against Notre Dame. Wow. Yes, this is one of the first games of the season for Macklin, and he put on a clinic in this game right here. And just to see the skill there, you know what? He's a very mature player and has obviously a lot of offensive skill. So it's going to be nice to see him. You always want to see these players against their peers. And so watch this pass right here with Lane Hudson. He's going to take it over here and a nice little dish right there, and they bury it. What a pass. So, yeah, you know what? It's going to be nice to see Macklin Celebrini against his peers. Maybe not the same stuff as Connor Bedard did last year. But anyways, moving on. Konsta Helenius. He's another player who has been really solid, plays for Finland. And check out the Liga points he's got here. 20 points in 28 games. He's 5'11", goes in at 176 pounds, can play center or the wing. And the points that he has right now in the Liga, the top men's Finnish league, ranks him among U20 players second points per game, 0.71. Right behind Yanni Niemann there. And so, that's pretty impressive for a young 17-year-old playing in a men's league like that. Again, we're going to go over some highlights here, so let's check out his play. So this one here, he's going to take it coast to coast. So you're going to see him come around the net here, and he's going to take it for a skate. But you know what? The thing with Konsta Helenius, he's a very responsible 200-foot player, and obviously has some offensive upside. So it's nice. Again, the U20s are like the best time of the year for especially draft-eligible players. We get to see them play against their peers and see how they match up, right? And they're playing against older players here. So this one here, nice little one-timer, boom, it's in the net. So like I said, you know what? He's got some offensive upside, but he's pretty mature two-way player. All right, Emil Hemming. So he's another player from Finland. A little bit different style of play than Konsta. He is more, I would say, like a power forward. He's 6'1", 201 pounds. He has 8 points in 26 games in the league, in the top men's Finnish league. And that puts him down at number 7, which is, respectable. You have to, you look at the players ahead of him. Older players, U20. We're talking U20 points per game here in the Liga, in the men's league. And, he's holding his own, obviously. And like I said, a little different than Helenius. He's more of a power forward. So let's check out some highlights here. And the one thing with Emil Hemming is that, he likes to crash in net. He's got a nice shot. Check that out. That's a nice release right there. Comes in almost at the top of the circle. Yeah, pretty much at the top of the circle, and he buries it. So yeah, he's not afraid to crash a net. He's pretty strong along the boards. I like his play. I wouldn't say he has the offensive upside that Konsta Helenius has, but definitely, pretty good little player right there. All right, moving on to the U.S. here, Zeev Buium, and he's a defenseman that plays in the U.S. for the U.S. at the University of Denver. And check out the points he has right now. 25 points in 18 games. And he's a D. 6 feet, 183, left-handed D. And he is putting up some monster numbers in NCAA this year. And actually, we have his points per game here. Check this out. So that ranks him 9th in the entire NCAA as a defenseman. Yes, 25 points in 18 games, 1.3.9 points per game. Pretty impressive. And the thing with Buyam is that he's a shifty defenseman. You know, great lateral movement, good edge work, can skate like the wind, and obviously has that offensive touch. Check that little shot right there. Buries it from the point there. But yeah, you know what? I like his overall game, to be honest with you. You know, it's too bad he's, 6 feet. If he was like 6'2" or something like that, he'd probably go really high. But, I mean, you know what? Granted, like, watch his pass right here. Wow. So he's still got that hockey IQ and positions himself really well along the ice. And defensively is pretty strong too. I'll get into that more detailed when we do the videos at the end of the season. But right now, Buyam, Team USA, watch out for him. Okay, the last player that we're going to show clips with are Michael Brandtzæg Nygaard. So he plays for Norway, and he plays in the second division Swedish league. And he has 6 points in 22 games. So not really, too high offensive numbers, but he's 6'1", 194. And he's a young kid. You got to remember, 17 years old, right? So he's more, I'd put him in the category of, power forward-ish type player. I like his style of play. And you're going to see this one here. He's going to join the rush, and they're going to get it over to him, and then he's just going to bury it. Watch his shot. Boom. It's in the net. Nygaard buries it. So, more of a north-south type player, and not afraid to get into the, dirty areas, hits the middle of the ice pretty good. That's a nice pass right there. You'll see him. He picks it up right here, and then he dishes it off number 48 there, and that's a nice pass. Okay, and I want to mention a few other players on the list. We have Adam Jiricek and Thomas Valgas, who play in the Czech League. Jakub Chromiak, he's a Slovak that plays in the OHL. Leon Mugli and Daniel Ustakov, who will be playing for the Swiss team. And so those are, 10 prospects that we can check out this year at the U20 World Juniors. Always a fun time. December 26th. It's coming up in a couple days. Anyways, Merry Christmas to everyone, and we'll see you soon. And please subscribe and hit that like button. Help the channel grow. I really appreciate it. The numbers are getting really good. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Cheers.